Hello, my good friends. It's Roger once again, Mud Foster University. Today we are going to talk about something that I get a lot of questions about, and a lot of them are from people that are religious people, and they want to know about what it says in the Bible and what it means and things like that. They're thinking about that sort of stuff. Now, someone well, first of all, let me just explain how I'm going to explain this. The firmament surrounds the earth, and it is I'm going to go into that in a moment, but I need to discuss something now, which is, it really is a source of concern, and I need to address it because the firmament surrounds the earth, which is a globe, in my opinion. Now, I know that literally, the only thing that I can find that has any concern for people that are of a flat earth orientation is that you agree that the earth is flat. Now, I'm never going to agree with that, so, if you can consider me insane for not agreeing with that, and I know that they do, that's okay. I would just appreciate it if you would leave me in my own insanity and the people that are insane, that think the earth is round, and so don't comment on, oh, you're crazy or this or that, because every time I talk about anything other than, anything I talk about ends up either proving the earth is flat or that I'm a fool for not believing it. I'd just like you to not concern yourself about this. Because I'd appreciate it. It would be nice. All right, thank you. Okay, this plays for about a minute or so, and then I will make my comments.
Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said,
"Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters."
And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so.
All right, that's all we need to talk about right now. Now we're going to go look at what this means. First of all, we're going to play it one more time and stop it at each point, and then I'm going to show you and demonstrate exactly what this refers to. All right, so let's start from the beginning again, right at the moment of Genesis begins. All right, and we're coming out of chaos, and all that's been written in every culture really says that everything started from chaos, which means that everything was mixed together. The dark was mixed with the light, the cold with the heat, the loud with the quiet, the night with the day. Everything was 100% mixed together, and these lights were mixed together, and I will show you what I mean by that, and I can demonstrate it. So let's listen to what it says here. Let's go.
Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said,
"Let there be light."
All right. Let there be light. Now, light, I will explain in detail in a moment. It consists of what is coming from the sun, and it is the ether.
And there was light. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God...
All right, he divided the light from the darkness because he had already created the heavens and the earth. The earth is spinning from the light to the darkness.
Called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said,
"Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters."
All right, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. There's waters in the ether, in space. That is water, literally a liquid. And then there is waters on the face of the earth. He divided the waters from the waters, and the firmament is the atmosphere part of space.
And let it divide the waters from the waters.
And God made the...
All right, did you hear what it said? Let's listen to it again. I interrupted it. It said, let there be a firmament and let it divide the waters from the waters. All right, let's start that again.
Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said,
Let there be light.
and there was light. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said,
Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it...
All right, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. That is the atmosphere. Above the atmosphere is the waters of the ether, and below the atmosphere is the waters of the water.
Let it divide the waters from the waters.
Dividing the
and
waters.
God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament.
It can't be any clearer from that. And I'm going to show you what it means by the waters above and the waters below, and you'll visualize it and see it.
And it was so. And
All right, so let's just see what are the waters that they're talking about. Anybody that's ever seen light demonstrated, they always show waves. Well, that is a wave of light. In the air, they literally spin in circles, but that is the wave that they're talking about. And you see all these little dots all lit up in the background? That is ether. Ether is polarized. Well, in this case, they're polarized because the effect of this blast of laser light through the air creates a magnetic field. That's what these circles are. And that is what these are being lit up from. This magnetic field polarizes them, and they become visible through a technique that puts them in a certain light range. All right, in between the earth, which collects the water in liquid water form, which everybody knows what water is. Above that is the firmament, which consists of complete molecules. All right, they're complete molecules with ether, because ether is the electron part of the complete molecules. And what happens is that the ether floods into the earth like liquid, and that is what the ether is right there. It's light. It's liquid light. Remember that disk was curved like this? Well, when it approaches a venturi, just like gasoline does in the old carburetor, exactly identical to this. The gasoline comes into a restriction, which creates a very high velocity speed, because this light is increasing absolutely 100%. That light has accelerated. Einstein's totally wrong about everything he said about light, because light can accelerate no problem whatsoever, and it has mass, absolutely no question. And this is the effect of light, and that is ether, and that is the liquid that they talk about in the Bible being above the firmament. So we have water below the firmament. We have the firmament, which is complete molecules. They have a nucleus. In outer space, they don't have nucleus. They have only the electrons are flowing through space, which is the ether. It is still mass, and it is still energy. It is just dark. So that's the dark energy, the dark matter they've been looking for. It is electrons, which are these things right here, but they are in transit in a region that they're not interacting with complete matter, so they just stay away from each other because they're all negative to speak of, and they stay away from each other, so you don't see them, so they're dark. They still are matter. They still have energy, and when they come and they hit the Earth's firmament, they light up and we see it as sunlight. And when they hit plants and so forth, it hits the molecules of the plants, shakes them around and creates heat, and some are bounced back off and create light in the visible spectrum. Now let's go see what these particles of the ether are that come into the firmament. It's as simple as this. This shakes so violently that the electrons that are in the orbits get thrown away from these sources, and they cascade and hurl through space, and they are negatively charged, so they stay away from each other because they oppose each other. So they're floating through space, spinning, some of them fast, some of them slow. When they interact with the firmament, which is around the Earth, they create light, which is, let there be light, and that light also eventually is, I mean, that is a liquid. It's all liquid because it's moving. You saw what it looked like. It's liquid. So you got a liquid above, you got the firmament in the middle, which is 50-50, and then you've got the liquid down here. Case closed. All right, one last time, sum it up. The ether is in between the source that it emits it, which is it's emitting electrons that are spinning into space looking for complete matter. So here they are liquid, they are water, literally water. The water of all the open space is water. And as it comes into the firmament, which has additionally to the electrons, it has nucleuses, so it's complete matter, but it is in a gaseous state, which is the firmament. That is the atmosphere. Then you hit the waters of the Earth, which are liquid water as we think about water. That is the nature of separating the water from the water and put the firmament in between around the globe Earth. Go to Mud Fossil University on YouTube, and make sure you ring the bell and stay there and learn and listen and understand what our reality is. And if you disagree with it, give me a reason you disagree with it, but don't just say, oh, the guy's crazy, and you just disagree because you don't like the idea of it. You have to have a reason. That's just the way life is. You don't have a reason, then you're delusional. All right, so think about it that way.